Hello everyone. It seems like a long time since I did a FaceTime live. I'm going to see how this goes. I'm not sure if you can see me with the sunlight. Perhaps I should have checked the light and everything before I started. But I'm here in a really sacred place. This is a beautiful ring of trees that's just incredibly peaceful. I'll get up and walk round and hopefully not kind of make you all dizzy or make you all sick, which would be incredibly funny, and obviously I'm not there to clean it up, so that's okay. As you can see, I'm okay. I've not lost my sense of humour, as wacky as it is and as wacky as it will always be. The lockdown is easing very much here in Switzerland. The park was really full yesterday. People are still social distancing, they're being quite sensible. It's amazing seeing the restaurants and the cafes open here. It's a relief as well because, nobody wants to see a business go down. So it's lovely to, have you all on board. I've been really busy. Peter has asked me to write a book about the energy work that I did with Bapa Manku, and it's been really, really challenging, to be honest, because many of you know what I do comes naturally. It has done for years, and to be able to kind of put that in words when you move energy intuitively, when you see it's unbalanced and you just correct it, is really, really, really hard work. And I think sometimes, it's back to that quote from Marianne Williamson that failing is okay, because we just can't do that, forget it. But succeeding is a real challenge, and Peter did say, and I do respect his opinion, many of you know that he does the testimonials for me and the back covers of the book or the front or the introduction or all of the above, and he's a journalist, very experienced. He's a TV producer and TV director, and he's a genuine soul. His intuition's getting stronger by the day, and I don't know if many of you know, but Peter started the the Sacred Pause meditation, which is free and it's every day. And what he does now as well is to put maybe 10-15 minutes of a personal kind of wisdom kind of thought for the day, which is lovely. So he does that first. They're available on YouTube now, Sacred Pause Meditation. They're also on Facebook. I've done a lot of them and it's been a real honour to do them. And it's been funny because when I've met people here and they said, oh my word, I've heard your voice and here you are. And yeah, it's been quite incredible. I had the honour of seeing my friend Magdalena the other day. It was her birthday and I went on the train to Lausanne. And it was just, when I've been used to Switzerland before, the trains are packed and it was pretty much empty. And it's just incredible how these things kind of come about, isn't it? But I really enjoyed it. Being able to, the train is beautiful. It just runs right by the lakeside for most of the way. And then you can see the vineyards or depending what time of year it is, the sunflower, the fields full of sunflowers, and I just love the architecture here of the Swiss houses. So I was brainstorming the other day because I know a lot of you have approached me and said you'd love to train in life coaching, and maybe I make it look really, really easy, and it's really not, because whatever people come with, we've all got blocks and barriers, and I've been a work in progress for many years, as many as you know, and I've had to work through some very deep emotional hurts, from the divorce and many, many different things. We're all a work in progress. But, many of you just see the end product. If you'd have known me 20 odd years ago, I was a complete stress head. My kids will tell you, they won't lie to you, I was just exhausted. I had no awareness of who I was. It was, such a challenge even when I started Tai Chi to actually kind of allow myself to spend some money on myself. It was £5 for an hour's training. And when you're a single mum with 4 kids, you put the kids first. If your shoes have got holes in, well, you do without if they need anything. And it's the way it is. And Peter's asked me to write this book, and it's kind of bringing up all of the kind of beginnings of the deep spiritual journey for me. Many of you know I've always been a natural psychic and a natural healer. So I'm learning again about me, about my journey, and I don't think that will ever change. I'm still a work in progress. And I was kind of walking here this morning. I'm in one of the parks, which is about 45 minutes walk around from where I was. And maybe me, I set myself a challenge and I went walking this morning and got a little bit lost. So I thought it's okay because I'll just get on a tram and eventually I'll figure out where I'm going. And it was lovely. I explored different parts of Geneva I didn't know. And, sometimes you just have to go with the trust. I knew I'd eventually find where I was going, and that was fine. And one of the big things that I learned, and I think I've experienced for me, especially being in Geneva with, friends who I pretty much haven't seen. I've seen my friend Alice. She's been amazing. So thumbs up, Alice, if you're watching this. But, essentially I've been on my own for 2.5 months, and obviously with texts and messages, and I know many of you are on your own at the moment. It's tough, I'm lucky that I'd spent so much time on my own in Bali that I kind of got used to my own company, really. I wasn't on my own all the time. But, having the kind of other books to proofread through and start the new one meant a great deal to me, and it gave me something to do, and just receiving messages from loved ones and many other things was quite incredible. So a very dear friend of mine messaged this morning anyway, and she just said, I really miss your FaceTime lives. And I have been busy, but equally I think we can all get busy on social media and do nothing. But I've been working with clients, I've been sending healing, doing readings, doing life coaching, hypnotherapy, and thank you, Kimmy, for inviting me on the Zoom call and the quiz where we all laughed hysterically at one another. And I came fourth to last, I am proud to say, because I was a complete numpty bumpkins. And my friend Dan invited me on a quiz night the other night, which was just hilarious. And listening to Lancashire accents again was equally hilarious, because I'm used to the French now, or the German, or whatever other languages there are here, because Switzerland is multicultural. So I guess there will be a time when I come back to the UK, but it's going to be very, very strange to hear the English accent again. So anyway, I will stand up. Like I say, I'm going to do my best not to make you feel sick. And I always bring a picnic into the park, and I just love it. So this is a really special place. I know many of you have experienced Reiki with me, but I'll do my best not to make you feel sick. There's a ring of trees, as you can see, and it's very, very, very special here. And there you go. I don't know if you can just see that white feather there. So it's a very, very special place. They are really, really incredible. It's a really powerful portal. I don't know if you can see that with the light, but I genuinely do love it here. And I can see down to the lake. I'm not going to be able to capture that on the camera. There's a lovely building there. I'm not sure what it will capture on the FaceTime Live. But yeah, it's quite incredible. So here is my trusty picnic blanket and my trusty handbag and my trusty lunchbox. So, the flowers are stunning here. I just love to see the goodness me, rhododendrons, I couldn't think of the word, excuse me, and there's some beautiful roses. I sat, the other park, which is right next to this one, has beautiful rose beds. And I sat there the other day and it was so peaceful. And just being able to lie on the grass, just being able to really connect with Mother Earth. And the joy of just being able to walk on the grass, because certainly when I was in India and Nepal, and Bali as well, you can't really connect with the grass. Most of the time it's maybe just frazzled grass because there's very little rain, or you've got to be careful of snakes and things. So being able to walk on the grass here, if I'm walking on in the park, you know, I often take my shoes off and just walk on the grass. And looking back over these 20 years, because the book, once again, just like The Goldfish That Jumped, is actually becoming very, very cathartic. But I hope I'm not moving this camera around too much. Usually I sit on the sofa back in the apartment or at the table, and you know, when I'm out and about, it's a little bit different. And I was just prompted because Daphne said she was, like I say, just missing me on FaceTime. But it's good to reflect, and like I said, many of you have asked me about life coaching, and you want to do this and you want to do that. You've really got to be aware of yourself. And the other morning I was wide awake at 6 o'clock, and I have just recently, my friend Daniel's done my business literature, which is divine. I love it, and it's got the rainbow on, and the rainbow's there for many, many, many reasons. And one of the reasons is, when I was last here in Switzerland nearly 2 years ago, I just sent a huge prayer up to the universe, and I said, look, I really love it here. I adore this place. Please, will you work with me? And please, can I manifest a lot of money and a great big house with an infinity pool on the elevated side so that I can see down to the lake? And please, you know, maybe have a multi-million best-selling book, or many of them, because I'm writing book 6 anyway. And, you know, just maybe to meet the love of my life. You know, I'm quite comfortable in my own skin, I'm quite comfy in my own space, but it's just nice to share with someone, whether you share laughter or fun or just conversation. And I know when I went to Lausanne the other night and we sat having a picnic, just sharing a meal with someone, just sharing good conversation, sharing laughter was absolutely incredible. And just looking, and there were many other human beings around, because lockdowns, you know, pretty much lifted here. It was very strange. I actually had a swim in the lake as well, which was wonderful, but it was freezing, and I mean freezing. My lips were chattering, my fingers were going numb within about 2 minutes, and I just said, no, I'm getting out, this is not safe. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I was soon dry and warm in the sun again. But sometimes we have to just push our boundaries and barriers. Sometimes we have to move forward. And I remember going back to the affirmations I sent to the lake when I was last here. I got a double rainbow. I really prayed and prayed. That's what I asked for, whether I'll manifest it. But if we don't dream, we don't get anywhere anyway. And all I can keep doing is being me and unfolding the picture and letting go of emotions and situations that no longer serve me, and finding my authentic self. You know, I used to wear, I don't even know, many, many masks. Bringing up 4 children on your own, you've got to be strong. You've got to be strong all the time. When you work and you do the house up, and you know, you pay the bills and you have to make the decisions, and you're renovating a house, and not to mention goodness knows how many other things, you have to be the big chief, otherwise everything falls down. And for me, I just was not capable of being vulnerable. I wasn't capable of being anything other than this facade of strength. And any of you on here will know that, you know, very often we may well feel strong, but it's only because we're pushed into it. It's not because, you know, we want to be strong. And I had no awareness of my vulnerabilities, of how tired my body was, because I just used to keep going and going and going like a clockwork mouse or a Duracell battery. But you know, I've certainly learned to slow down, and just being here in the trees, I'll just, for those of you that missed that before, I'll do it as slowly as I can again so I don't make you feel sick. And it's lovely, you know, hardly anybody is about, which is great. I'm sure the park will get busier as the time goes on. Slightly overcast here, but it's very warm. So I was up early this morning. I've been writing in the book, and I'm absolutely delighted that it's just short of 20,000 words. it was a struggle to decide on the shape of the book and where the book was going. You know, as I said, how do you write down when you're intuitive and you do healing naturally? How do you write it down when it's experiential? It wasn't like I was sat with Bapa Manku and I had a training manual in front of me. I was questioned, I was grilled about, you know, what I felt energetically in different temples or what I experienced when he was doing the healing, which guides were working with us. You know, how do you write all that down? Sometimes the English language is a bit crap, to say the least. But anyway, it's taking form. I'm really enjoying it. So I've come into the trees to brainstorm. So going back to the rainbow, many of you know I'm a Gemini, so I jump in conversation. I'm sorry if you can't keep up with me. The rainbow's now on the business literature. Many times I saw Bapa Manku's energy field and it had a stunning rainbow around it. Bapa Manku was my teacher in Bali, for those of you that don't know. I've just come back from there and obviously got grounded here in Switzerland with the COVID. I could think of many worse places to be. But the amount of times I saw the rainbow around Bapa Manku was just incredible. And one day when I was in Ahmed in Bali, there was a rainbow in the sky. It just appeared. It wasn't raining, there were no clouds, it was bright sunshine. There was no reason for it to appear, and I thought, well, that's got to be a sign. And from having been here nearly 2 years ago, when I, you know, really said a prayer to the universe and got a double rainbow, when I was stood on the Jadoi